Hello my creative people, I'm back with another video and I'm super excited to be making this one because this has got to be one of my favorite crochet projects because you can just turn your brain off and mindlessly crochet then in an hour or two, or if you're like me, 5 because you just can't sit still, this is for you. This one gives you kind of like a cat hat look, super simple. We're just crocheting in the round, making a little like rectangle hat basically. It's almost like a little sack. So this is done, this black one is done with a weight 4 yarn, and this one is a more chunky one, so it's totally yarn size customizable, I guess, if that makes sense. So you can use any yarn you want. It's great. Today I'm going to be using this one. Let me see if I have the tag. I think I do. It's by Loops and Threads Impressions, and it's in the color, oops, Amethyst. Can we just appreciate this color? Like, I don't know if it's translating very well on camera, but so beautiful. I can't wait to see what this will look like. So there's our yarn. I'm also going to be using a size J or 6mm hook and some scissors. You can just use your hook to weave in the ends. You can use a tapestry needle too, but I kind of just use my hook because it's simple. And now for the actual pattern, let's zoom right on in. I'll move these out of the way. We are simply going to start with a slip knot. I wrap it around my fingers, drop them out, grab the long tail, push it through, grab it, and I just pull. Just like that. And now you have a slip knot. I just put it on my hook, pull the long tail tight, and next all we're going to do, we're going to chain all around our head until it fits comfortably. If you want a snugger, like more tight beanie to keep you really warm, you can do it that way. If you want something looser, maybe chain an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, it's to your liking. So I'm just going to make a bunch of chains and measure them to my head so it wraps all the way around, kind of like a headband. Once you have your chains that wrap all the way around your head, look at how long mine is. I have a big head. Sorry, Mom. I am going to straighten it out with my fingers just to make sure everything's straight. And then I'm going to take this tail, bring it around, and I'm going to slip stitch these together. So I'm just going to insert, grab, and pull through both. Then I'm going to chain one, and in that same spot as the slip stitch, I'm going to yarn over, insert, and double crochet. Just like that. Then I'm going to move on to the next one and kind of just repeat the same thing all the way down. So we're just going to do a whole bunch of double crochets. I'm just going to keep repeating this all the way around until I'm reached to the very first point again. So I'll meet you when I'm there. Okay friends, I've pretty much reached the end of my first round. So I have one more stitch. I'm just gonna work it real quick, work it, okay. And then you can see we have like this awkward chain, and then we have that first double crochet, right? Sorry, it's kind of hard to see because this yarn is kind of dark, but if we just slip stitch to that first double crochet and pull through to complete that slip stitch, and if we chain one, we can work our double crochet in the same space. And I find this to look so much better than just like a regular chain 3 double crochet, because look, I have an example right here. Can you tell where the join is? I mean, I guess you kind of can, and I know what you're thinking. Okay, Kristen, that one's black. You can't really see it as well on a black one, okay? Because black is pretty hard to see. But then I have this one with all these bright colors, and like, yeah, you can kind of notice especially with the colorway, like with this pink row, it's super noticeable. But honestly, I think it looks a little bit better than a chain 3, because the chain 3s just kind of look almost like skeletal compared to, you know, to this. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this pattern. I mean, I'm just going to keep on working the double crochets and joining like how we just did. So I'm going to finish this row. This is row number 2, or I should say round, because we are working in the rounds. And another trick I want to leave you with is I like to take the tail, and as we're working, I'm going to weave it in as we go. So here's our top of the V. I'm going to grab the tail and just kind of hold it in place as we make these double crochets. And then I kind of just pull on it, make sure it's tight, pull on it again, and it looks like we're good to go. So I'm just going to keep on double crocheting all the way around, and I'll show you how I join row 2 and leave it in your hands from there. Okay friends, I'm approaching the very last stitch right here of round number 2. I'm gonna do our last double crochet, and you might be thinking, well wait Kristen, isn't there like another gap right here? And yes, but no, because if we always put a stitch in here, we're just gonna end up increasing the whole way through, and we don't want like a larger beanie than what we have. So all we're going to do, we're going to ignore this awkward like slip stitch part, and we are going to ignore this chain. We're going to work to the top of our very first double crochet, and we will slip stitch right there. We're going to chain 1 and repeat the pattern. Okay? And since we kind of wove in our tail as we were double crocheting this row, this round I mean, look at, we don't even have to come back and think about it. In fact, I'm just gonna boop, easy. Now we don't even have to think about it. So I'm just gonna continue this pattern. You should have the same number of double crochets each row, each round, but honestly this is such like a beautiful mindless pattern. I'm not even gonna count. I'm not even count the number of double crochets because I don't have the brain juice for that either, okay? So what I am going to count is the number of rounds. Now for this guy, these yarn weights are kind of the same, so I'm just going to follow what I did for this. And this one I did 16 rounds. So I'll see you when I have that many. But honestly, if you have a smaller head, maybe you're making it for like your baby or like a little brother or some small bean out there, okay? You can make it as tall or as short as you'd like. For me, personally, I'm gonna do maybe 15 rounds and see where I'm at. I kind of just measure as I go to see how tall I want it to be, like how I want it to fit. So this one fit perfectly for me. So honestly, it's however long, short you want it to be, okay? So I'm gonna meet you when I have all of those rounds done. So I'll see you in like, I don't know how long this will take, maybe a couple hours. Okay friends, I just finished the 16 rows. So now all we have to do, I'm gonna fold it right where we made that slip stitch, right here. I'm gonna grab my hook, tighten the yarn, and we are just going to join them from this edge. So we really just work up and then we join them together, and that's pretty much it. And the way I like to join, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. The way I like to join is, I believe this is called the mattress stitch, where I just slip stitch into one side and then do the same thing on the other. And we just keep doing slip stitches like that. And this kind of gives like a braided look to your beanie, I mean, you could just slip stitch both of them together like this, and that works fine, but I kind of like this for just a little bit more detail. But if you're in a hurry, feel free to do it however you want. You can also do a single crochet join. Really, there's a lot of ways you can join this together. This is just my preferred way. So here's a different angle of it. I'm just working through the tops of these double crochets and just going back and forth, kind of alternating my joins. We're just slip stitching till the very end. I'd say if you're low on yarn, maybe don't do this one, but I still have a lot, so I'm like, freedom! I can join them however I want, really. And I don't know why, I just think this method is so beautiful. Like, look at this kind of like braided texture we got. Okay, we're reaching the end now. I just have a couple more to make. I kind of just eyeball it and weasel my way through, and then for the last one, it's kind of awkward to get it at the top, so I kind of just work through the post of the double crochet. And there's our very last slip stitch. I'm just going to chain one to secure it and pull that really tight. And then I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. I'm going to leave a small tail, maybe like 5 inches or so. Cut it, pull it through, and then we can just weave this in through the very top. You could use a tapestry needle, but sometimes I get a little lazy and I just use my crochet hook to pull it through, which is like a little bit more time consuming, but honestly it works just fine. And you know, if I'm really lazy and I'm not feeling it, sometimes I'll just pull it through the other side and I'm like, no one will know, it's fine. So then I just grab my tail like so and pull it through to the other side, and I kind of just wrap it through one side and I make a little chain, and then I tighten it, and now we can cut. And that guy's not going anywhere. So there we go. And another tip I have for you, if you want to make the ears like much more defined, you could slip stitch all around these corners. I'm not going to do that for this one because I kind of just like the way it looks as it is, but if you wanted to, I'd say just measure them, make sure they're what's the word for it, they're like perfectly mirrored, and make your little slip stitches. That would be so cute. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for your watch time. It really helps out my channel. So if you like this type of video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and you can also like fold it up a little bit if you wanted to. All right, y'all, happy crocheting. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck on this project. See you in the next one. Bye.